Right, I will now say it again. Hello everybody and welcome to our annual assembly. It's good to see so many people here. So I shall go straight into the agenda. We have apologies from councillors Woodhead, Strawn and Pullinger. Do we have any matters arising from last year's minutes? I don't think so. So I'm straight into the annual report for the Town Council, for which I will move to the other microphone. It's a privilege to serve as the Mayor of Biggleswade, and I was honoured to be appointed last May for a third term. I was also grateful given that Town Council business and civic duties had been hugely disrupted through the pandemic. However, my third year has continued to be challenging and civic life is only just getting back to normal. Town and parish councils were required by law to meet in person from May 2021. The law also says that councillors can continue to attend via Zoom and speak, but may not vote. As required, Biggleswade Town Council meets in person, but manages to offer hybrid meetings where councillors and members of the public are able to attend via Zoom if necessary. It was also decided to continue live streaming the meetings of both council and formal committees to YouTube. The technology has been challenging at times, but we have coped. Council staff have continued to work under changing rules and regulations, and the council is grateful for their adaptability. Admin staff have been able to work at home when having to isolate without being ill themselves. There is a gradual return to normality, but we are not quite there yet. Meanwhile, the public realm team have settled into their new depot, which enables them to work more efficiently. Civic events have only just returned to the calendar, but I've been able to attend Ampthill, Stockfold, Dunstable and Sandy civic services. After no service for 2 years, this year was third time lucky, and I was delighted to be able to host Biggleswade's civic service at St Andrew's Church on the 20th of March. The service was an opportunity to recognise and celebrate the work of so many volunteers who, rather than complaining, take responsibility and do so much within our community, making Biggleswade such a good place in which to live. It was a very happy occasion. There were not many opportunities to be out in the community as Mayor, but I did enjoy a visit to the Air Cadets and to the new care home, Mantles Court, not to mention a sod cutting ceremony for an extension to Stratton Business Park. The work of the council has continued despite everything, not only business as usual, but looking at every aspect of the council's work and ensuring that it is effective and better able to provide all the services which our growing town needs. Council has also set out its aspirations for the next few years to support the town as it adapts to growth and a changing environment, particularly commercially. When asked, residents always say that their number one priority is our open spaces, and we will continue to invest in their improvement. To support the growth of the town and our aspirations, we have been developing a neighbourhood plan. The steering group was first formed in June 2018 and includes representatives of the community as well as 4 town councillors. 2 public engagements were undertaken, and Bedfordshire Rural Communities Charity updated the green infrastructure plan and identified the local green spaces which are most important to residents and which can be given protection in the neighbourhood plan. A draft of the plan was produced and went to a formal 6-week consultation last autumn. Some modifications were made to the plan as a result of the consultation, and our neighbourhood plan was submitted to Central Bedfordshire Council as the local planning authority in January, and they are taking the plan through the remainder of the statutory process. There has been a further 6-week consultation during February and March. The plan, together with the results of both formal consultations and other documents which informed the plan, is now with the planning inspector for review, and we hope that he will recommend that the plan goes forward to a referendum in which all those on the electoral roll in Biggleswade will be entitled to vote. For the plan to become supplementary planning guidance, there needs to be a majority in favour from those who vote. If the plan is approved and becomes supplementary planning guidance, it will be taken into consideration by the planning authority when they consider all planning applications for Biggleswade. So it is a chance for us to have more of a say in the way our town develops. As chairman of the steering group, I would very much like to thank colleagues on that group for all their hard work, meeting fortnightly for nearly 4 years and always maintaining a sense of humour. I'm also very grateful to Dave Chetwin and John Baldwin, who provided expert external support, and to our officers who did so much of the background hard work. Responding to planning applications as a statutory consultee is an important part of the work that the Town Council undertakes, and Council will use the Neighbourhood Plan to support its responses. The Neighbourhood Plan sits underneath the local plan produced by Central Bedfordshire Council and cannot contradict that plan. However, the Town Council has been against the proposed development of the land north of Furzon Hall since it responded to a draft version of the local plan in February 2018. There are several reasons why development on this site is unwise, but the major one is the additional traffic on narrow roads in one of the oldest parts of town, and also the impact on some key junctions, notably Sun Street, Shortmead Street and Drove Road, London Road. For the first time, the Town Council sought the help of transport consultants, and their work has been key in delaying the planning application thus far. It was submitted on Christmas Eve 2019 and has still not been determined. Deputy Mayor Councillor Grant Fage is to be congratulated for his work in liaising with the transport consultants and drafting the Council's response to the planning application. Through the Government's Housing Infrastructure Fund, Central Bedfordshire Council has received nearly £70 million of funding for infrastructure in Biggleswade. 48 million of that funding is for a new electricity substation where the existing pylons cross Dunton Lane. An increased and more stable electricity supply is vital for the town for both housing and commercial use, but the council had concerns about the landscaping of the site. After meetings with UKPN and National Grid, improved landscaping was designed and the council was pleased to support the planning application. Again, thanks to Councillor Grant Fage for his detailed work on this. The Housing Infrastructure Fund funding is also providing a transport interchange at the station so that buses are focused there instead of on the market square, although there will be bus stops in the town centre. The interchange, which is being managed by Central Bedfordshire, is being developed alongside Access for All, which is a network rail project to enable full access to the station via a new bridge with lifts as well as steps. The existing bridge will also remain in place as it's used by so many people as a right-of-way. Both projects will come to fruition in 2023. Councillor Ian Bond for CBC and I for the Town Council have been attending liaison meetings overseen by our MP, Richard Fuller, to provide local knowledge and ask relevant questions. In addition, Govia Thameslink Railway are currently constructing new, more secure cycle facilities at the station and will also provide toilet facilities to serve both the station and the interchange. The past year has seen a larger volume than usual of planning applications for housing extensions. This is understandable, with people being at home more and working from home, and therefore needing more space. There is a joint committee between Central Bedfordshire and the Town Council, with councillors from both councils as members, and currently chaired by Councillor Mark Foster, who is both a ward and town councillor. It's an opportunity to understand each other's work and appreciate each other's points of view on various projects affecting the town. Meetings this last year have either been on Zoom or hybrid, which is never so effective, and you miss all the informal conversations which go on before and after the meetings, but we have persevered. In addition to the joint committee, the council gets consulted on issues such as the future of Abbotsbury, the CBC housing allocation policy, and the bus strategy. The council has continued to support the twinning of Biggleswade with Erlensee, a town just outside Frankfurt in Germany. No exchange visits have been possible, but we celebrated the link with the council on the 2021 Christmas card, a clever design from an idea by a member of staff. We were pleased to exchange cards with both Stefan Erb, the directly elected mayor, and Ove Laskowski, the chairman of Erlendsey Council. In ending my report, I would like to reiterate my thanks to colleagues, both councillors and staff, for all the hard work of the past year, which has not only seen significant progress, but has laid the foundations for much which will be achieved in the coming years. I look forward to so much: the electricity substation and improvements at the station, the renovation of our play areas, the improvement of our market square, and all the events which happen there, and I hope a successful neighbourhood plan. Thank you. I'd now like to invite Councillor Frank Foster to present the Public Land and Open Spaces report.
Good evening, everybody. I'll start off with the Public Land and Open Spaces Committee report with the play and recreation areas. Following a comprehensive survey of all play and recreation areas, it was decided that although all the Town Council's play areas met the required safety standards, most needed substantial updating to make them more attractive to the increasing population of the town. The Council therefore has decided to apply for a substantial public works loan, part of which will be to fund this major expenditure, estimated to be around £500,000. When the public works loan has been successfully obtained, a 5-year plan to update all play and recreation areas will come into effect. Biggleswade Town Council have reviewed the viability of the Buttercup Mead play area. Bearing in mind its very close location to the Saxon leisure area, the Town Council considered that the small and underused play area with its out-of-date play equipment should be replaced with an easier to maintain grassed leisure area with seating. This will be tied in to the green verge which already exists. After a consultation process with Buttercup Mead residents, the necessary work was commenced and completed in spring this year. The Jubilee Recreation Area off Potton Road, owned by Biggleswade Town Council, is a large undulating grassed area. To the north is the new Bellway development. Currently, the residents of Larkinson Avenue and surrounding roads in this development are unable to access Jubilee or have pedestrian access to Potton Road due to a hedge and fence remaining in position. Following a report produced during the summer, the Council are in consultation with the developers with a view to providing access through the fence and hedge to improve the overall experience within Jubilee, suitable pathways and planting. Moving on now to public realm staff. During another COVID challenging year, our public realm team have worked hard to cover the many and varied outdoor functions they are responsible for. Team's involvement in the setting up and participating in the smooth running of the town's 2 main events, Remembrance Sunday and the Christmas light switch on, were major factors in the success of both. 2 new staff members, Fox Hilton and Ryan Wykes, joined the team during the year, and Jonathan Woolley was confirmed as public realm manager, bringing to the role his many years horticultural play and recreation area experience, which will be invaluable in the exciting and transformational period ahead. Public realm depot. Having been handed the keys to the virtually empty shell of our new depot in Eldon Way in late April 2021, the fitting out programme to provide Biggleswade Town Council with a custom designed facility to store and maintain our vehicles and grass cutting equipment commenced soon after and was completed in June. The depot also includes a meeting room and provides a kitchenette, lounge area and toilet facilities for public realm staff, and a fully fitted workshop to enable in-house repairs to fences, planters, etc., and for the manufacturing and maintenance of projects like Santa's Grotto, a very popular feature of the town's Christmas activities. Now that the depot is fully functional, fully operational indeed, in addition to providing a long-needed safe storage of equipment and excellent staff facilities, it enables Biggleswade Town Council to look at other opportunities to make use of our team's expertise to increase our revenue. Flower beds, planters, and hanging baskets. Once again, Public Realm team provided the town excellent flower displays throughout the summer of 2021. And thanks go to the volunteers from the Rotary Club who provided help with planting. A welcome new feature was the town shield, displayed in flowers in a specially angled flower bed, London Road, to welcome visitors as they approach the town from the south. With Her Majesty the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations taking place during the summer this year, Jubilee-themed hanging baskets, planters and flower beds are part of the Council's plans to support the various events for this time. Allotments. With the development of the Taylor Wimpey site, Saxon Drive, and the builder's access to the site using the same road as our allotment holders, access became difficult at times. Council officers and staff were in regular contact with the builders to minimise the problems as much as possible, and as the year progressed, things became better. Directional signage for the allotment site from Saxon Drive remains an ongoing matter with Central Bedfordshire Council as to the maintenance of the access roads and tracks within the allotment site. During the year, a 3-stage composting area was set up. The council officers and staff are working with allotment holders to make the operation of this facility become a useful and environment-friendly addition to our allotment offer. The council is continuing to search for more allotment space in addition to those plots at the Kennel Farm Road location. Following an approach from the Biggleswade Allotment Association, Biggleswade Town Council have included provision within our budget for 2022-23 for an on-site storage building, which is hoped will become a reality during the year. Drove Road Cemetery. As reported last year, the boundary walls and the 2 chapels within the Grade 2 listed Drove Road Cemetery, which dates back to the mid-1800s, require repairs and other ongoing specialised maintenance. The council has now engaged Hawkins Historic Limited, specialists in listed building repair. Mr. Brian Hawkins from this company has put together specifications for various projects to go out to tender to cover both the immediate necessary repairs and future repairs as needed. As with the play and recreation areas, the financing of this major expenditure will be included within an overall application for a public works loan. The regular maintenance of Drove Road Cemetery by the Public Realm team continues, and the team has taken on the responsibility of tidying any unkempt graves so that the overall appearance of the cemetery can be improved. This action is undertaken only after every effort has been made to contact the deceased family. Throughout the cemetery, any obviously self-set trees and shrubs are being removed before they cause problems to gravestones or hinder grass cutting. All trees within the cemetery have been inspected and all the necessary arboreal work has been completed. To aid vehicle access, our team has cut back branches over the hanging driveway to the chapels. The northern unconsecrated of the 2 Drove Road Chapels, was previously used by Public Realm staff as a workshop storage area. Following the opening of the Public Realm depot in Eldon Way, the activities previously undertaken in this chapel are now undertaken in the new depot. Current plans are that this chapel would be let to a suitable business when necessary work on the building allows. The southern consecrated chapel has now been returned as far as possible to its original condition and can be used for religious ceremonies as required. Stratton Way Cemetery. The acquisition of new good quality strimmers and mowers with the right size cut to fit between the graves has improved efficiency and has shown a marked improvement in our grass cutting and the overall look of this cemetery. The excess soil from graves had been a problem, which had resulted in a large accumulation of a number of tonnes which had to be disposed of at a cost to the council. During the year, following a review of our burial regulations, the responsibility of disposing of unwanted soil has now been passed to burial contractors, and this has been a great improvement. Recently, the council has set aside an area of Stratton Way Cemetery to provide for Islamic burials. The first such burial took place in March this year. Our officers and public realm staff consulted with local Muslims to ensure that the appropriate burial requirements are provided. Some of the benches within the cemetery are in need of care and attention. As part of our overall maintenance strategy, the team are attempting to make contact with the owners when they can be traced with a view to restaining. When the owners cannot be contacted, the council will decide if the bench should be removed or restained. Saxon Gate, Pocket Park, and Biggleswade, Lydia Wood. Central Bedfordshire Council owns both of the two above and currently maintain them both. Biggleswade Town Council is continuing its discussion with CBC with a view to taking over the management and maintenance of both sites, subject to terms agreement and the payment of an appropriate fee. Finally, tree planting and maintenance. The Queen's Green Canopy is a unique tree planting initiative created to mark Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee in 2022. The Town Council are taking part by planting 6 hornbeam trees in Apley, the Jubilee Recreation Area of Potton Road, and within the Kitelands Road Play and Recreation Area. In addition, our local MP, Richie Fuller, together with Town Mayor, Councillor Madeline Russell and Deputy Mayor Grant Fage, planted 2 oak trees in the Spinney off Dells Lane, and a further 17 trees were planted by our public staff. Following a comprehensive survey of trees, which are the responsibility of the Town Council, a planned programme of necessary remedial work is in place, and work will continue throughout 2022-23, with updates being provided to residents of where and when such work will take place. Here ends the lesson.
I'd now like to invite Councillor Mark Knight to present the Town Centre Management Report.
Thank you and good evening. So as we emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic, significant restrictions affected many businesses until July last year, while ongoing health concerns and the emergence of Omicron in December 2021 continued to have a substantial impact on our town and our community. I know our thoughts are with everyone who was affected. The Town Centre Management Committee focuses on delivering services, events and improvements to ensure Biggleswade Town Centre is an essential retail, service and leisure destination that attracts inward investment while remaining sensitive to Biggleswade's unique heritage. The Town Council operates 6 car parks. All parking charges were suspended for 9 months in 2020-2021. Once charging resumed, permit holders were offered a 9-month extension to ensure they weren't disadvantaged. The price of short-term worker permits was also temporarily reduced between April and June last year as well. I believe that free and affordable parking is essential to ensure Biggleswade is a convenient destination for visitors from the largest possible catchment area. I'm therefore delighted that the Town Council was able to extend the lease on the Rose Lane car park by a further 15 years, securing these much-needed parking spaces. Looking ahead, I hope we can do more to promote Biggleswade's free parking, improved signage that really helps the visitors find our car parks more easily. A vibrant and imaginative market can make a town centre a destination that increases footfall, benefits all businesses. Throughout 2021, the Town Council built on the work started in 2020 to promote the market and secure new market traders. New visual branding was created, and new social media properties were launched on Facebook and Instagram, which now enjoy a substantial weekly audience. This investment has increased and delivered significant growth in the number of Saturday stalls, which regularly peaked at 21 stalls during the summer of last year. It is now possible to purchase a wide range of essentials, luxuries, and gifts at Biggleswade Market. And with the warmer weather returning, I hope we'll see further growth in 2022. To support first-time traders, the Town Council now offers low-cost gazebo and table rental, and we've seen many new businesses grow on our market over the past year. In the future, I hope we can incorporate an element of footfall monitoring to accurately measure the success of the different marketing initiatives and really help our town centre thrive whilst ensuring we deliver value for taxpayers. The bench refurbishment project is now complete, and all 36 benches are now cleaned and maintained to a high standard. Additional temporary benches and seating were purchased to support town centre events. Last year, local businesses organised the popular Sunday on the Square events to showcase their products and services. The Town Council was pleased to support these events, and I look forward to more community events this year. An A-boards policy was implemented and abandoned advertising boards were removed. This has helped to reduce visual clutter in the town while allowing local businesses to continue to promote their ventures. Crime and antisocial behaviour remain a challenge within Biggleswade. The Town Council maintains a network of fully monitored CCTV cameras, and our movable CCTV camera has been used to provide a visual deterrent and support law enforcement. Modern technology offers improved image quality whilst reducing the burden on taxpayers. Work to upgrade the Council's network of cameras is now well advanced, and consideration is being given to the feasibility and affordability of installing cameras in other parts of the town. The annual Biggleswade Remembrance Sunday Parade is always a really special day, so I was delighted that this year saw the return of a full-scale parade and a service with tremendous support from participants and our community. December 2021 also saw the return of a Christmas light switch on event. While COVID challenges meant that some of our regular school choirs had to decline our invitation, the stage was lit, artificial snow was primed, and the town was entertained with a wonderful range of performers, culminating in a popular 8-piece ska band. In addition, the light show that we pioneered in December 2020 returned for 8 evenings in December 2021, much to the delight of many children. I think everyone would agree the Christmas tree was magnificent, and for the first time we were able to install a second tree outside the Orchard Community Centre. Over the next year, the committee will need to look closely at our town centre events to ensure these are optimised to provide community value and to support local businesses. The committee will also be considering a community toilet scheme and overseeing renovations to the War Memorial. With preliminary work on Biggleswade's new transport interchange at the railway station progressing, we must now focus on developing a town centre strategy to optimise our public spaces. This should be a significant area of focus for the coming year. My thanks to the Deputy Chairman, Councillor Grant Fage, and the Town Council staff for their continued commitment to helping TCM carry out its mission. Thank you to Councillor Frank Foster and the Public Realm team for their partnership throughout the year. The Public Realm team have endured all weathers to support many events, and have ensured that our floral displays are genuinely the envy of Bedfordshire. Thank you.
Thank you. It's now the turn of Finance and General Purposes, and the report will be presented by Deputy Chairman, Councillor Michael North.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I am pleased to report the following information as an overview of the Town Council's financial performance for the year. The end-of-year accounts have not yet been finalised, so this report is based on the provisional figures for the year. Whilst we aim to report on the most important parts of finances, it must be understood that a more detailed information is available, which is subject to change when all year-end entries have been completed. The financial overview of the Town Council's financial performance for the year 21-22 shows an overall deficit of £44,051, compared with a budgeted surplus, i.e. contribution to reserves, of £71,000. However, following a restructuring of the financial reserves, previous shortfall in the general reserve has now been eliminated. Figures for the year have again been affected by the ongoing impact of the pandemic, reducing the income achieved from the market and playing fields, and increasing some costs as the council has made various changes in terms of staffing and operations to ensure that there are no disruptions to services. Significant differences between the budget and provisional year-end figures are as follows. The Orchard Centre has achieved an above-budget income of £36,233, compared with its budget £33,120, and has reduced expenditure by £7,649. Biggleswade Market net income was short of budget by £2,617. Council awarded grants totalling £27,806 against a budget of £32,767, remaining allocated towards grants agreed in the latest cycle. Car park fees fell short of budget by £5,837, with an increase in expenditure of £8,444 following the renewal of the lease on the Rose Lane car park. Public convenience cleaning costs were £16,608, compared with a budget of £7,080. This was driven by the need for an increased cleaning schedule due to the COVID pandemic. Recreation grounds net expenditure was £6,358, greater than budgeted at £45,384, driven by additional investment in playground inspections and maintenance. An additional £20,000 was spent on the preparation of a neighbourhood plan, which will shortly be put forward for approval by referendum, in order to support only sustainable and appropriate development in the town. Biggleswade Town Council secured £30,000 funding from the Welcome Back Fund initiative, which was utilised to enhance the town centre experience for residents during the pandemic and encourage people to visit the town centre. This funded the promotion and operation of town centre events, including Christmas light shows and Sunday in the Square events, as well as the purchase of gazebos for the market. The council acquired a 15-year lease on a new depot facility and made a number of modifications to the building to ensure that it is fit for purpose for the long-term needs of the council. This new facility will enable the council to support maintenance of the outdoor spaces across our growing town and to properly protect our vehicles and other assets. The council has reviewed its medium-term strategy and identified a number of strategic projects to be delivered in the next 1 to 5 years. Following a zero-based budgeting exercise, council has reset a baseline for operational spending for the next financial year and intends to finance significant capital expenditure through Public Works Loan Board funding rather than through depletion of reserves. The council's anticipated reserves balance at the end of the year is £416,000. This has been realigned to conform with NALC guidelines. The NALC Practitioner's Guide recommends that general reserve should be held at no less than 3 months of net revenue expenditure. This exercise resulted in a nil balance on specific reserves and £347,700 on the general reserves, with the remaining balance of £73,500 on capital reserves. Any questions?
And finally, the report from Personnel Committee, and I'd like to invite the Deputy Chairman, Councillor Hazel Ramsey, to present the report, please.
This is the report that was prepared by Councillor Jonathan Woodhead, who is chair of this committee. It has been another busy year for the Personnel Committee, where we have welcomed new staff to help change and transform the council. This shows the council's investment in recruiting the right people to take us forward. And as chair, I have been personally involved in the recruitment process for 3 senior colleagues. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome once again our new Head of Governance and Strategic Partnerships, Karim Hosseini, our new Head of Finance and Planning, Wilma Solomon, and our new Place Shaping Manager, Isaac Lord. Helen Calvert also gained an internal promotion to become the new Administration and HR Manager. Welcome to all. However, on a sad note, we also said farewell to Philip Truppin, the former Assistant Town Clerk, in March, and we all wish Philip the best in his retirement. The challenges of COVID-19 and working restrictions have placed additional pressures on staff over the past 12 months. As restrictions have eased, it has enabled more staff to come back to the office, open the office up once again to the public, and this is a welcome development. As a responsible employer, we are always reviewing our processes to ensure they are the best they can be. I am pleased the Town Clerk has introduced a number of policies to ensure that we continue to meet best practice in local government. Amongst other things, these include dedicated training plans and objective settings for all members of staff, and these have been strongly endorsed by the Personnel Committee. The challenge we face in 22-23 is to build on these new appointments and ensure the new team works well so that it can deliver the best possible service to the residents of Biggleswade. Finally, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of our members of staff for their hard work over the past year. It has been very much appreciated.
So we move on to the point in the meeting where it's down to members of the public to ask questions or to put any resolutions to the meeting that they may wish to put. So do we have any members of public online who would like to participate? If you do, would you please show your electronic hand? No? So we have no questions, and the final part of the meeting would be an open forum to discuss matters relating to Biggleswade. Again, does anybody online wish to raise any matters, please? If you do, show your electronic hand. No? In which case, I declare this annual assembly closed. Thank you, everybody.